Lecture 9, Informative Speaking. Informative speaking is a speech designed to convey knowledge and understanding. Information should be communicated accurately, clearly, and made meaningful and interesting to the audience. Speeches, there's four types of informative speeches. The first one is speeches on definition. Speeches on definition provide the meaning of a word or concept. Concepts include beliefs, theories, ideas, and principles. The second type of informative speech is a speech on description. This is using words to depict or portray a person, place, object, or experience. Anything that is visible, tangible, and stable in form. Now, there's two types of speeches on description. Representation, which have physical or psychological attributes, and a narration, which is stories. The third type of informative speech is a speech on explanation. Speeches on explanation reveal why something occurred or how something works. You must be clear. You must use clear, concrete language and avoid jargon that's unfamiliar to listeners. The fourth type of informative speech is a speech on demonstration. Speeches on demonstration show how to do something by doing it as it is explained. These are mainly speeches on processes. There's two types of processes. Now, a process is a systematic series of actions that leads to a specific result or product. They explain how something is made, how something is done, or how something works. Now, the first type of speech on process is one that demonstrates a process so that the listeners will understand it better. This you teach the audience the steps of the process and how they relate to one another. The second type of process speech is one that demonstrates a process so that the listener will perform it better. So one is understanding it better, the other one is performing it better. When you teach the audience to learn a particular skill. Now there's five guidelines for informative speaking. The first one is don't overestimate what the audience knows. You want to explain everything step by step without any shortcuts. Number two of the five guidelines for informative speaking is you want to relate the subject directly to the audience. You want to include your audience throughout your speech. Number three of the five guidelines for informative speaking is to make it easy to listen. You want to be short, simple, organized, and repetitive. Number four of the five guidelines for informative speaking is to avoid abstraction. Okay? You want to use descriptive statements that depict ideas with clarity and vividness, okay, which communicates internal feelings. Instead of using abstractions, you want to use contrasting statements of the differences among two or more ideas. This puts your ideas into concrete terms. And instead of avoiding abstractions, you want to use comparative statements of the similarities among two or more ideas. This puts your ideas into concrete, familiar terms as well. And number five of the five guidelines for informative speaking is to personalize your ideas. You want to present your ideas in human terms that relate in some fashion to the experience of the audience. And that concludes Lecture 9, Informative Speaking.